All right, let's get more on Manchester United now, who drew 0-0 at Aston Villa after a week of intense scrutiny on their manager, Erik ten Hag. Jamie, 7 games into the season, then how will he reflect on their start?
Well, it's a very good question, Olivia, because how Erik ten Hag reflects on it and how impartial observers reflect on it seems to be quite different. He's saying the United are moving in the right direction. Whether that's something he truly believes or whether it's all bluster, we can't possibly know. But here are the bare bones of the matter. They have scored just 5 goals in 7 matches this season. 3 of those came in one game against Southampton, so 2 goals in the other 6 games, which isn't particularly great. Obviously, they've failed to score a first half goal in 6 of their Premier League games this season, so they're getting off to really slow starts, looking really sluggish out of the blocks. They've failed to score in each of their last 3 Premier League games. Goalless draw at Palace, goalless draw yesterday against Aston Villa, and then obviously that thumping by Spurs at Old Trafford the weekend before last. With the exception of that defeat to Spurs, where, you know, it was 3-0, it could have been 5 or 6-0, the defence is looking pretty solid. 4 clean sheets, and they've conceded just 8 goals. That's the same as Manchester City. So if you're looking to take some positives, that might be one of them. I was saying a little bit earlier on, the fact of the matter is their best player yesterday was a 35-year-old centre-half who 10 years ago wasn't United's first-choice centre-half and now seems to be. But there's obviously a lot to fix at Manchester United. Erik ten Hag, though, seems fairly clear on where they need to improve.
It will come. More reasons sometimes is the form. Rasmus Højlund is just in the season. He is not up to 100% fitness, match fitness. And he is our goal scorer. I would say our best goal scorer, but also others.
So, Jamie, what does the future hold for Erik ten Hag at United?
That's a $1 million question, really, isn't it? Because look, it was no secret before the FA Cup final that the owners were sort of scouting around and looking what other managers were available. It seemed that his job was untenable at that stage. Here are the owners at Villa Park yesterday, Sir Dale Brailsford and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who are now obviously in charge of the football side of the club. He won that FA Cup final, and it seemed they had sort of no choice but to keep hold of him. They've now extended his contract this season as well. So from the outside looking in, and all the noises we're hearing, is that he's being backed by the owners. And I think because we work in football and we know how short the lifespan of managers are, it's easy to think, oh, the next defeat, and surely he's a dead man walking. But Erik ten Hag seems fairly comfortable with the fact that he says he speaks to the owners every day, that he has their backing, they're moving forward together. He expects more talks this week. That's everything that Erik ten Hag is telling us now. Obviously, they've got the international break now. They've got this 2-week period. Their next game is Brentford at home on October the 19th. Then they've got a trip to face Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce in the Europa League on October the 24th. Wouldn't there be some artistic licence if that was the final game for Erik ten Hag? But Gary Neville, who obviously has been fairly outspoken on all things Manchester United of late, he believes that yesterday's draw at Villa at least relieves some of the pressure for now on this man.
I think there was an element of relief because he obviously just keeps the Wolves at bay for a couple of weeks. I think gives him a little bit more time. I don't think that anybody that thought that there was going to be a sort of major incident after today's game thought it would happen with a draw. They always thought it would need to be another difficult day, another difficult defeat like it was last weekend against Tottenham. So I think it buys a little bit of time, but it's Manchester United's worst start in Premier League history. So we can't really over-celebrate. I'm speaking here as obviously someone who's on Sky as a pundit, but also as a United fan, when we're thinking that actually it's a decent point when you draw at Villa. That tells you how far Villa have come, but it also tells you how low the bar is for Manchester United at this moment in time. Manchester United have somehow got to find a way of playing where patterns develop and people are telepathic and they make the runs without even knowing. And it doesn't happen. The front four of United today, Garnacho, Rashford, Højlund and Fernandes, is a front four that a lot of, I think, top teams would look at and think, that's not a bad top four, it's not a bad front line. Yet it doesn't look dangerous at all as a combination.